There she is. Did you see her?
Yep. On the left.
Yep.
So good.
Huh.
Here comes the green hats.
The hard work and sacrifice of the 240 cadet candidates, I would be remiss to not recognize the efforts of their cadre. Together, our permanent party and cadet instructors have transformed these basics from civilians to military. They worked extremely long hours and renounce. In a few moments, the cadre will relinquish command to the Air Force. Will relinquish command to the Air Officers Commanding, Major Christian, Major Blum, and Major Overstreet. Together, they will resume the military and character coaching necessary for our prep school candidates' success at the Air Force Academy. Their job is vital. The core values don't magically become a part of each of us when we take the oath. Instead, they must become habit, and so interwoven into our moral fiber that we act instinctively. AOCs, I charge you with this task and remind you to consider each of these preppies as your own family. Indeed, they are, for we all carry the same last name on our uniform, U.S. Air Force. I would like to borrow some thoughts from General Douglas MacArthur's speech to the Corps of Cadets at West Point, 1962. While his words are nearly 60 years old, their importance has not diminished with time. Today, more than ever, we need to remind ourselves: duty, honor, country. Those three hallowed words reverently dictate what you ought to be, what you can be, what you will be. They are your rallying point to build courage when courage seems to fail, to regain faith when there seems to be little cause for faith, to create hope when hope becomes forlorn. They build your basic character. They mold you for future roles as the custodians of the nation's defense. They make you strong enough to know when you are weak and brave enough to face yourself when you are afraid. As we conclude basic training this morning, I ask each of you to consider your own experience. What has growing up in America meant to you? Have you considered the freedoms we enjoy, or did you take them for granted? The men and women here today have vowed to join something bigger than themselves, the guardians of our freedoms, the less than 1% of our nation that have answered the call. In closing, I remind you of the words of President Ronald Reagan: freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. Or one day we will spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it was once like in the United States where men were free. Thank you, and congratulations to the prep school class of 2020. Air Officers Commanding, take control of your squadrons.